according to that simple formula, every $2 million, as I mentioned, bring one invention. This is true when you look at the entire country. And our university is a little bit behind the number, but we're trying to catch up. We have 5 offices, one in the central SUNY System Research Foundation, and then 4 campuses, Albany, Buffalo, Binghamton, and Stony Brook. And we collect about 300, 350 invention disclosures every year. We process them, apply for a patent, and then we market them. If we are successful, we bring royalty. Right now, amount of royalty per year, we bring about $17 million. Every year, we bring $17 million. While it looks like a very significant amount, but I compare myself with my colleagues' office in Columbia University, they bring $170 million. So our goal is really to reach into that level, which we have some technologies. It's promising. We may be able to reach one day. Why technology transfer and intellectual property protection is important? Because not only this royalty comes to university and brings some very much needed revenue, cash, which we pay 40% to the inventor, to faculty member, and 60% to the campus from net. In addition to that benefit, each technology may create a company, which in fact we really try very hard to form what we call spin-off companies. We try to encourage the faculty members, or we have entrepreneurs, we try to invite them, build a company around those technologies. So far we have about 63 companies, and they are, last 5 years, still alive, still functioning, and still trying to grow, trying to bring money. Of course, every time you build a company, that means you create new jobs, new opportunities. My mother used to ask me, what do I do for a living when she was alive? I used to say, Mom, I create life. I create jobs. I create new companies. Indeed, that's what we do in these 5 offices around the SUNY system. These companies can manufacture, as I said, vaccines, which we have one recently, about 6 months ago. We licensed, we called the terminology, when we pass the intellectual property rights to a company, we call that licensing. Pancreatic cancer cell. We are fighting, hopefully, successfully against the pancreas cancer, which is one of the most miserable disease. You can diagnose, there is no therapy. All you can do in 3 months, you treat patient for pain, because there is a tremendous pain, and then patient passes away. There's a very unique way we discovered how to fight against pancreatic cancer. The best way to explain that, we fight in the bow and arrow time with gun. Here is a very simple way to explain. We found outside the surface of the pancreatic cancer cells a molecule we call HDM2, call whatever you like to. And then there's a peptide chain of amino acids with 53 of them. Everybody knows, you have it in your body, I have it. It's a very natural compound molecule, large molecule. We call P53. We cut that peptide from 27. Why? Because we found that HGM2 outside the pancreatic cancer cell is able to accept the 27 end of the P53. So it attacks and folds over, opens the cell, and kills it. Therefore, there is no longer a pancreatic cancer cell alive. We put this in a petri dish, one healthy cell, one pancreatic cancer cell. It selects the pancreatic cancer cell, doesn't touch the healthy cells. We did monkey studies successfully. Right now, we did mouse studies successfully. Right now we're working with monkeys, this technology from our campus in downstate Brooklyn Medical Center. And we licensed this to a California company. These kind of drug developments require tremendous amount of money. Our estimates, first required money is about $10 million. We're trying to raise that money to help this company. Hopefully when they become $10, $20 million company, one of the big giant companies, those Bristol Myers or AstraZeneca or somebody like that, will buy this company. They need to spend $800 million in order to put this in a bottle and put it in the market so everybody can use. And that will begin to sell hopefully 5 years from now. And the royalty we estimate will be somewhere around $30, $36 million. You can see the benefit of this kind of research which was done in one of the SUNY campuses. Bring money, form company, create new jobs, cure cancer, help patients, and on and on. Let's go to Turkey. Do we have these kind of capabilities in Turkish universities? Absolutely, absolutely. If you have time, next time please when you visit Ankara, go to Middle East Technical University Orthodox campus. Their Commerce Park, Techno Park, I think they call. They have all kinds of fascinating companies even from this country, Microsoft, IBM, and everybody's working like humming bees. Hacettepe University, equally well equipped in terms of technologies. I can go on and count a few more, but I'd like to give you one example from Kocaeli University. Let me ask you, do you know the world's most fastest, biggest, tallest, modernist, or whatever, the yacht? What is it called? Maltese Falcon. Do you remember seeing the picture of that? About 4 or 5 years ago was built. It is the tallest yacht, fastest yacht. You don't have to have any experience, but you can go and punch some buttons in 5 minutes. You can put the sail up. You can sail it yourself. That's modern. That's beautiful. Where do they build that yacht? İzmit Tersaneleri, İzmit Shipyard, Kocaeli. So I went to Kocaeli University. They have a brilliant, very hard-working rector, Sezer Komsoğlu. And I asked them in chambers meeting, I said, if you can build this kind of yacht, just imagine what else you can do. Yes, that yacht has some technologies from the United States. Yes, that yacht has some ideas on other equipment from Italy. But at the end of the day, that yacht was put on the water from land in Kocaeli. The Turkish labor, Turkish technicians, Turkish universities did that. So, what are we missing in Turkey? When we started technology transfer, excuse me, when we started technology transfer in this country in 1980, first thing, I did not, but the legislators thought that we should have a law. It's called Bayh-Dole. Senator Bayh and Senator Dole passed that legislation in 1980. According to that law, the universities and national laboratories should have technology transfer office, and if they have government funding, they must transfer those technologies to the companies for the job creation and everything. Turkey, unfortunately, doesn't have that kind of law. Why do we need that law? Right now, the Turkish universities are assigning the technologies, the patents, to faculty members. There's nothing wrong with it. Let faculty members deserve and have that technology. But here's the scenario quite often we see. When the faculty member alone, suppose, develop that technology, form a company, then if that technology is very successful, making money, there are lots of foxes, sharks, and very nasty people out there. They will come and copy the technology, manufacture better, before, more, cheaper than that fact, remember? And that